Welcome to the Fantasy Football Show, and I've got a question for you. Is it possible that Ben Johnson, Detroit Lion OC, swings on over to the Bears and decides to implement his two-headed monster? You might be saying, Smitty, people have said this before. This is not new. Everyone knows he wants to implement a two-headed monster. What are you talking about? I'm talking about drafting Hampton at number 10 overall and still swinging around and grabbing a guy like Judkins, a guy like Tootin, a guy like Dylan Sampson, a guy like Brashard Smith. There's so many running backs that you could grab. And again, I can't emphasize enough, I don't know how another team like the LV Raiders aren't saying the same thing. And I know we don't want that for Genty, but if you draft Genty, draft Tootin. If you got draft Genty and Dylan Sampson's there around 4 or 5, grab him. And if people think Scadaboo's going to fall to like 4 or 3, and I don't think he is, but he could. I'm logical. People out there drafting aren't logical. These are suits. These are guys that sit in a boardroom and they don't know what in the hell they're doing. If Scat fell to 4, I'd take Scat and Genty. If I'm the Bears, I take Hampton at 10 and Scat at 3 or 4 without a blink of an eye. Without a blink of an eye. What running back would you pair with Hampton if you were the Chicago Bears, Ben Johnson, and you want your Monty and Gibbs? Now, I will say that before you answer, and again, Swift doesn't fit the bill. This is the same regime that Ben Johnson was OC. He wasn't head coach or GM, to be fair. He might have wanted Swift to stay, maybe. But this is the same regime that drafted Gibbs, then immediately traded Swift to the Bears. Now Ben Johnson follows Swift to the Bears. There's no saying that he wants Swift in his running back rotation at all. Maybe he liked him. We'll find out. Maybe he says something. But what do you guys think about this? I want to know in the chat. But Travis, tell me who you would pair with Hampton. The interesting part is Hampton is not Gibbs. Hampton's more Monty, kind of. And so does that... He needs a Gibbs, or does he say, give me 2 Hampton-type players, Judkins and Hampton very comparable, and just say, give me just 2 very talented backs to rotate? I don't necessarily need a Gibbs, because you can't really find a Gibbs. Genty's the only real Gibbs in this draft class. Or do you say, give me a Scat, and let me have Hampton be as Gibbs-like as I can, because he can catch. I mean, he's a good receiving back, too. What do you think? And what do you guys think in the chat? I think a lot of Scat predictions are going to be popping off, but go ahead.
Yeah, so it's either do what you said or take a guy, more of a guy who's, with in the later rounds, like 4th, 5th round, something like that. Because, I wonder if we've seen like plenty of carries to go around in his offense, so I wouldn't mind. Scadaboo would be awesome if he was. Your phone's cutting out about every 10 seconds. It's kind of hard to make out what you're even saying. I'm sorry to inform you there, Travis. I know it pisses you off when that happens, but I think he just ended it. Yeah, I don't care. I'm just phone line's open. Dial in. Let's get some more callers in here.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Travis probably slammed his phone down. I just envision him just smashing it against the brick walls. So we've got a lot of pair Scadaboo. Swift is sweating right now after the news. Yes, Swift is. I don't even get me started, says Tebow Hampton. Let's go to Red real quick and see what Red has to say. Red, go ahead. You're live, my boy. What can I do for you?
I have a question for you, man. Where's that cool AI thing you had?
What? He's right here. He's right. Krug's right here.
I just want to hear him, man. I ain't heard him in a long time. I got a little nervous without him,
Yeah, he's here. He's been sitting here. What do you have a question for him?
Where does he think that Jalen Milroe's going in the draft?
Yeah, I'll tell you, he's kind of like he. I don't want to say he's a parrot. He definitely has a mind of his own, but it definitely follows suit with what I think and what the show kind of vibes toward.
So we can ask him right now. Let me just fix this graphic here on Instagram now, because I don't know what was going on with my mind when I went live tonight. Sometimes my brain, I'm so ingrained with where these guys were playing, where they were coaching, and it's funny how my mind works. But let me just go ahead and put this on here real quickly. Hold on. Okay, let me add this. There we go. Kruger. Let's see what Kruger thinks. You want to know where he thinks Milroe's going to go? Hey, Kruger, we got Red on the phone. Red is a longtime caller, big supporter of the show, so say hello to Red. And he wants to know where you think Jalen Milroe, the exciting, mobile, rushing quarterback, is going to get drafted in round 1, round 2, and give me a team that you believe he'll get drafted to. Go ahead, Krug. He does okay with this stuff.
Hey, Red, great to have you here. Jalen Milroe's draft stock is definitely rising, and I think he's got a shot at going late first round, especially to a team looking for a dynamic QB. A good fit could be the New York Giants, who might want to develop him behind Daniel Jones. If not, he's second round field.
See, Krug, you're at your way. Krug, this is why I can't have Krug talk about some things. Krug, Daniel Jones is on the Colts. He's no longer with the Giants. The Giants have a 3rd overall pick, not a late first round pick. I think they could trade up, but you know, I just think you're pulling from the wrong database, my boy.
My bad, Smitty. You're right. The Colts move slipped my mind. With the Giants' 3rd overall pick, they could definitely go for Milroe. Thanks for keeping me
Krug, why don't you take a seat, Krug? Take a seat on this one. Let your boy Smitty handle it. You worry about deucing and double fisting QB strategies and all that. You let Smitty handle the big stuff, all right? Hang tight and listen and learn. Good Lord.
I'll tell you right now. Well, I think he's going to go either, I think top 12, or he's going to go to be the first round and second round.
Well, top 12 for you talk about Milroe going top 12. Let's. I'm not saying it's impossible, but what you have to have happen in the next couple of days, or we got a week, you have to have his stock climb big time, because there's no way Milroe right now is trending toward a top 12 pick or anything. But he could in the 11th hour. Cam Newton climbed in the 11th hour. It happened really quickly. So Milroe is gaining some steam. It's all heading in the right direction for him. But top 12 would be tough for Milroe. You'd have to have essentially the Colts trade into 12. You'd have to have a team like the Steelers trade into 12. You'd have to have the Saints pass on Shedeur or pass on, Shedeur and Dart, and then they're going to go Milroe at 9. So 12 would be tough, bro.
I think, honestly, he's going to go to the Saints. I think the Saints are going to pick him up. Because if they don't grab Sanders, they're going to grab Milroe. That's how I honestly believe. I
like it. I just don't know about they'd have to trade down significantly at this point in time. There's just no way they're taking 9. There's no way.
If you look at the quarterback room, they also trade away Taysom Hill. They got rid of him, and he was basically their all-around, player.
Well, what's that have to do with taking Milroe at 9, though? I'm not saying
the quarterback room. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't have a quarterback in their lobby. You know what I'm saying?
I got that, but bro, he's not even going any. Like people are very much considering him a borderline first rounder. And again, this goes back to me. Hey, Penix Jr. will be a top 10 pick. You watch. You could be doing the same play here and be right about it at the end of the day. But I don't feel like there's any teams considering him in the top 15. I think him going 21 to the Steelers will be the shock of the draft. And I think that is a bold move that I would do. If I'm the Steelers, I grab Milroe at 21 without a hesitation. And everybody might say, that's crazy. How the hell are you going to take a guy that doesn't even throw the ball? Because everyone's going to compare him to Anthony Richardson and try and, say that they're the same player. But what you're talking about, you need a lot of news to drive this train into the top 12. There's just no way at this moment, at least. But we'll see, bro. That's what's so fun about this coming week. Draft week, things happen. Things get crazy. But yeah. Hold on one second.
Are you excited for this weekend?
Of course I am, Red. This is this is like Christmas. Let me go. Hang tight. Mute yourself real quick. Let me go. Or you have to mute yourself, but just Let me go over to Travis
You
again.
good, bro?
Travis, go ahead.
Hey, I don't know if it'll be any better or not. Just let me know.
Yeah, well, it's fine. You don't have to hang up. I'm just letting you know we
Hear me?
kept cutting out. Right? Yeah.
No, I just hung up to see if I could get better service, or I don't know. I'm in the area where I usually have good service. So.
Have you tried calling from like your Wi-Fi connection, or turning off your Wi-Fi and use it? Because I don't know how you're dialing in, but you could always attempt that. But I don't know. Anyway, what do you think about Red's Milroe prediction?
I'll give it a shot.
Kind of wild.
What did he say again? I kind of missed it.
He thinks Milroe is going either 9 or inside the top 12.
Where did he say he was going?
The Saints at 9
or
inside the top 12. I can't see.
It's bold. No offense. I don't think there's any chance that happens.
Yeah, I think yes.
I think he's more likely to go in the second round than go that high.
Yeah, the teams that are willing to take him, like if we go down the board, it's like 14 too early. But I think the Colts might be interested because Milroe, even though the Anthony Richardson project failed, and it failed partly because they gave up on him too quick, let's be honest, but we still won't know what he would ever amount to. This Shane Steichen is still attracted to the mobile quarterback. Doesn't change, his type. His type is Milroe. So Shane Steichen in Indy wants another Jalen Hurts. He molded and sculpted and developed Jalen Hurts. He tried to do it with AR5. It didn't work. Milroe's a better version than AR5. So I think he's interested. But he probably trade down, or I don't know if the hype builds enough. Then 14. I could see 14 if we're going to talk about him going in the top 15. Colts are the only one that would shake it up because of Shane Steichen. But I do believe 21 Pittsburgh and Seattle not. I don't think they take Milroe, but they could take Sanders if he fell there, if he free fell. Milroe to the Steelers, Milroe to the Rams, Milroe, and that's it. That's it. Then it's second round. Unless Cleveland or somebody trades back into the bottom of round 2. And again, my wish for this draft is the Browns draft Travis Hunter. Sorry, Travis. And then they also trade into the bottom of round 2 or the bottom of round 1 or the mid round 1 range and still draft a falling Shedeur should he free fall. I would love Shedeur and Travis Hunter together. And boy, would you sell tickets. And boy, would you make up for all the Deshaun Watson crap that you put on this fan base. The fan base would instantly forgive you. If you had Shedeur and Travis Hunter paired together, I think that would turn this franchise around. They know how to play together. It's the best way to lock Shedeur into an amazing player versus somebody that may or may not develop. And the crazy part about this, and we've seen this before in drafts, and if you get a player that you contemplated at 2, much later in the first round, and still get the guy at 2 that you want, that is the best draft you could possibly have. To get 2 players, both of which you consider taking at 2 overall. That would be unreal. But this is not about quarterback though. So let's sorry, Red. I don't mean to change the topic back, but we're here to talk about running backs. And Red calls in about Milroe. That's okay, Red. Red, talk to me about RBs. Travis, let's go back to Travis real quick because you got cut off. Travis, talk to me about RBs, unless you got one final point you wanted to make, but then go into the RB direction and tell me what you think about the Bears.
So, just the last thing on Milroe is, like, a lot of times NFL teams will look at it differently than just a common sense, we need to fix our offense type of thing. And they'll say, oh, well, we have 2 other quarterbacks graded similarly to him. So, whichever one's there in this or something like what's going to happen. But a lot of teams are going to prioritize, defense or line or something before they take a developmental quarterback. But on the running backs, I would probably I'm along the lines of like a Quinn Allen, someone like that, who's more of like a not like that pure 3-down workhorse type. Pairing with Hampton.
Yeah,
I think maybe that
it's cutting out, Travis.
Different styles.
It's cutting out. It's cutting out, Travis.
Makes sense.
We can't hear you.
Yeah, you can just go to red.
All right. Travis sounds so down though. Travis is gonna beat his phone up later. He's gonna beat the hell out of.
I'm gonna bring a little sleeper running back pick for you. I think it's Eaton. Oh, Eaton, the running back. Oh, for Georgia. I think he's gonna be a sleeper in this draft. I think he's gonna be next year a top 5 running back in the league, depending on where he places at. No one's really talked about him. No one's really brought him up. He didn't in his last year in college didn't do much, but I think he's gonna be better than his brother, and he's gonna probably go to the same place his brother's at too, in Jacksonville.
Say his name again.
Eaton, Trevor
Bro,
Eaton.
First of all, how are you gonna make a bold prediction about a guy you can't even say his name, Red? How you gonna?
Hey, I'm just telling you, man.
How you coming in here dropping a bold prediction? You can't even say his name. Not to mention his brother's been in the league for years. I mean, we should have learned.
Trevor and Travis, man. Trevor and Travis.
You want me to help you with it? I'm going to help you with it,
bro. Do your thing.
I want you to spell this out, okay? E, the letter E.
E.
T, letter T.
E.
N, letter N. ETN. ETN.
E-N-N-E. ETN.
ETN. There you go.
Eaton?
No, ETN.
I'm not. In Georgia, we have a place called Eatonton.
No, it's ETN. E is in Edward, T is in Thomas, N is in Nancy. ETN. If you say those letters in a row, that's his name. ETN.
Isn't it Italian?
No.
E-T-I-E-N-N-E? Isn't that how you spell it?
Yeah, yes, but say ETN. Just say it.
ETN.
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 There you go. That's all you got to say.
But I'm saying that for real, I think he's going to be a top 5 running back next year as the rookie class.
Top 5.
Sleeping on him, he's going to go
top
late
5 running back
top
from
5.
the rookie class, you're saying? Not from overall?
Top 5.
Okay. Well, that's not crazy.
Class, yeah.
He's a good player, but I don't think he's going to crack my top 5, but he's certainly got a lot of upside. But who was the other one that you were saying?
Oh, that was it. The one for, I had him, and then for quarterbacks with Milrow. But I think he's going to be very surprising this year. That depending on where he goes and has a line, I think he's going to be shocking a lot of people because he's better than Swift, and he's better than I think he's honestly kind of a smaller Chubb. Honestly, the way he runs,
I just like the fact that he's been watching him this whole time, and in his head. In your head,
like
Red. In your head, Red. You've been going Etienne. Go look at this guy, Etienne. Etienne.
He's a smaller style guy, but
right.
The way he cuts and the way he bounces the line out, man, he's got a lot of chances.
All right, quiz time. How do you say his name?
Etienne.
Better.
Etienne.
It's better. We'll accept it.
Eaton.
Not Eatonton. No, not Eatonton.
Yeah, that's what I said. Not Etienne.
He's eating tin, eating metal, eating copper.
Yeah.
No,
he's
it's
eating 10 yards to carry, baby. 10 yards to carry. He's eating.
Yeah, he's solid. Travis, call back if you get better connection. Travis is going to go to the roof. He's going to head to the rooftop. Get as high as you can, Travis. Oh, here he goes. Travis is going to try it one more time. We'll add Travis over here. Gump, go ahead while Travis gets to the top of the roof and holds the phone up high. I want to hear from Gump. Gump, what do you say? What do you hear? What do you know? You're live. And remember, Gump, 3 red X's, and I knock you off the call. 3 red X's, and you can't call back for the rest of the show. So be careful. And audience, we'll be monitoring your red X's.
Here we go. Yeah, here we go. You never talk about the Lions. You talk about every other team. Every other team.
Not true.
Freaking loser 49ers. and all them other freaking teams, and you don't. I was just wondering, one little bitty thing. Me and Don always bet like a 3-piece or a Subway sandwich or something.
Gump, can you not go on a tangent? Just get to the point. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not going to go on a tangent.
3-piece suit and a buffalo sandwich. I don't know what you're saying.
I'm not going to go on a tangent.
Okay, go.
I'm not going. I'm going to tell you how it is. You think probably that the Skins are better than the Lions.
Okay, let me educate you on something. 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 This is the show that brought you Jahmyr Gibbs. This is the show that brought you St. Brown. This is the show that talks up Laporta all the time. This is a show that has different video buttons and animations. Jahmyr Gibbs, I think, has 4 different videos that I play all the time. We talk about Jahmyr Gibbs a lot. We talk about St. Brown a lot. We talk about Laporta being one of the craftiest tight end plays this year in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round. So I don't know what kind of nerve you have coming in here and acting like we're not talking about the Detroit Lions all the time. Not to mention I messed up the graphic in the title of this show. It said Lions in it. What are you talking about, Gump?
Who's better, the Skins or the Lions right now?
I think they're both amazing. They're both amazing, and the fact that you're even asking the question as if you could sit here and say the Lions, who just lost Ben Johnson, are crushing the Commanders. The Commanders don't stand a chance against the Lions. The Lions are going to be a little rattled, Gump. You're going to come out of the gate a little bit shooting blanks. Let me just tell you, I'm not saying that Gibbs won't still be fire. I'm not saying St. Brown's not going to still be clutch. But if you think the Lions are going to come out and be better than they were last year, at least out of the gate in the first 4 or 5 weeks, you're out of your mind. You're out of your mind if you think things are improving.
I'll bet you, 3-4 weeks. After 4 weeks, the Lions going to have better schedule, better records.
They could, Gump. They could, but to
I'll
expect
bet you a 3-piece Popeyes chicken on there right now. 3-piece.
Gump. I'm not saying it's not possible, but you're acting like if someone liked the Commanders more than the Lions, they're crazy. And that's not the case. Either team, you're not listening to me. Either team could be better than the other.
Either team, they're not even close. The only reason why they beat us is because they were limp.
Finish him.
We were limp and bad.
Call terminated.
I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to listen to nonsense all night. Gump, you want to try one more time? I only got 1 red X, but I hung up on you. You want to try being logical and not bringing your lion bias to the table and have a ridiculous conversation about how the Commanders can't be better than the Lions or the Lions can't be better than the Commanders? You're out of your mind. You're bringing nothing but biased fandom to the table. Straight up biased fandom. All right, let me go around the phone line real quickly. Let me go back to Travis real quickly. Travis, what else you got?
Can you hear me? I don't know if it'll work.
You sound clear.
My Wi-Fi off.
You sound clear. That's a trick I've learned though. Like when you think it's your cell service, but it's actually your Wi-Fi is screwing it up. But let's see if it works.
It could be because Wi-Fi has been kind of sketchy around here.
Yeah.
So,
freaking Gump.
No, all I was saying was, if I was the Bears taking Hampton, I might lean towards taking, a guy like I forget who I said, like Quinn Allen or Rashard Smith or something like that, who isn't the same type of back as Hampton is, to have that kind of juxtaposition or what they call it, Sonic and Knuckles type of thing that they had over in the Lions, because that just seems to work really well.
Yeah.
I mean, I know those guys are an elite version of that.
Knuckles and Knuckles, maybe?
Could recreate it.
I mean, I think that's what Ben's going to have to... He's going to have to resort to a Knuckles and Knuckles type of approach. There's certainly no Gibbs available to him because Genty will be gone. If for some reason the Bears trade up to 4 and leapfrog at number 5 overall, they grab this Jags pick, which is possible. Then he could have his Genty, Jahmyr Gibbs, and then grab Judkins or Scattaboo or Tootin later.
What if they went Travion and someone?
Watch your mouth,
Travion
Travis.
can mirror a little bit what
Watch your
Gibbs
mouth.
does.
God, I hope not. I would probably run my head through a wall on draft day if Trey Henderson doesn't go somewhere to be the lone guy. I'll drive my head right through.
I'm not saying I want it.
I know. I know.
In terms of who can do what Gibbs does.
Yeah. Mike says, can you guys... Come on, Mike. You really need me to explain this to you? Can you guys give me reasons the Bears would take Omarion Hampton at 10? ? I believe it's because Saquon showed everyone that a great running back can win you a Super Bowl. I mean, I don't know what you're asking. The reasons the Bears would take Hampton is he's the second best running back according to most people. I like Trey Henderson more, but don't tell the Bears that, please. We tried not to tell the Bears that JD5 was better than Caleb, and that worked out great for us. So let's not tell them who the number 2 running back is in Trey Henderson. But Hampton's still top 3. And if Hampton is thought to be the second best running back in the draft class, and this guy cleared his entire schedule for RBs. He spent his entire offseason building the offensive line and getting every piece in place. And when you're looking at it, he's telegraphing it, bro. I don't understand how people don't think this is a possibility. I'm not saying they don't last second change their mind and say, let's go ahead and get Judkins later. We really like him. It's possible. But I don't understand how people have a problem with this. I'm not saying you are, but even asking me to rationalize it, or anybody else asking me to rationalize it, how do you not see that they've telegraphed everything to this moment to draft Genty, and it hasn't worked out the way it's supposed to work out because Genty's now climbing the board way too fast? The Bears are probably very upset that Genty took his shirt off at the workout, because now everybody wants to draft him, and he has almost no shot at making it to 10. Why? Because the Saints are enamored with him. And so, and he's also hearing that the Broncos are hungry to trade up and get him. So if any team's going to trade up to 5, it's going to be the Bears or the Broncos, in my opinion, to grab him over the Raiders. We're talking Ashton Genty. But back to Hampton, the way that this team is fixed every facet of the offensive line, we think. I don't know that it's all going to, be the way everyone thinks it's going to be, because these are older players, and the Chiefs getting rid of a guy they didn't want anymore. There's a lot of players that there could be a reason they were available. We just have to kind of wait and see. Everybody thought the Bears was the best landing spot that a quarterback could ever be handed last year. Not me, but other people said that over and over and over. We've never seen a rookie quarterback get handed this amazing situation, and it was trash. Just like I predicted. It was horrible. Waldron, worst offensive coordinator in the NFL. And he's, not only that, he's the worst offensive coordinator to hand Caleb Johnson. And it's the worst offensive coordinator in probably NFL history to hand an offense that just drafted Rome Odunze as their 3rd wide receiver when Shane Waldron doesn't run 3 wide receiver sets. It was easy to see this thing crumbling. So when everybody says, oh, their line's going to be amazing, when they piecemealed it together with free agents and everything, we don't know yet. But the one thing we do know is they fixed it in their mind, in a lot of people's minds, from top to bottom. So what's left? Running back. I don't understand how somebody doesn't think that he's thinking Genty at 10 or was, and is like, shit. And he's either got to trade up or he's got to take the second best running back. That's the way my mind works. I'm not saying it's a lock, but that's where his mind is clearly roaming at this moment in time. No pun intended with the Roman Tunze. Gump, you're back. What do you have to say for yourself?
I have a really good question for you. You're going to like this. Guarantee, 100%.
He sounds different sometimes when he calls in. Like, it doesn't sound like Gump.
Well, I'm a little tired. I was on Francis doing the hard work and working with the construction crew and stuff. It was hard, but we're making progress.
Okay, go ahead.
But anyway, I was really sorry. Well, I was working over in Francis, doing the stuff, slaving away, working on this.
Speed it up, Gump. We don't need the details. Go.
I was thinking. I said, what draft, NFL draft, drafted the most running backs. And then I thought to myself, maybe this year, there's going to be more running backs drafted in the first round than ever in the NFL draft history.
Where are my red
I'm
X?
thinking that right now.
Well,
That's
there
what I'm
probably are going to be 3, Gump. There probably are going to be 3.
Oh,
if I had to get,
oh, come on. You want to bet a Popeye's chicken on that? 3-piece? I'm talking at least 5. What do you think about that? Huh?
5 running backs?
Yeah. Hello?
5 running?
Yeah.
You just made Red hang up.
Yeah.
You just made Red hang up.
What?
Red left because of your comment. 5 running backs? I'll bet you. I'll tell you what, Gump. I'll take you up on that bet. I want what's equivalent to a 3-piece chicken combo. Super chatted to me the moment you lose this. Okay? Deal accepted. 3-piece chicken done.
3-piece?
Yeah, 5-piece.
You wouldn't want to be. You wouldn't want to be froggy and go 5-piece, would you?
I'll go 5. You want to go 5 on? Because 5 running backs, 5-piece makes sense, right?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Oh, I love it.
Well,
love
wrong. Okay, 5-piece for 5.
Huh?
You guys heard it.
Okay.
It's the easiest bet I've ever made in my
I
life.
love it. I always,
5
I
RPs.
went to the, I bought so many chicken dinners from Don. And
Yeah, you're gonna win this one for me, Gump. Everybody, guys, put a thumbs up or a green check mark or an X or a thumbs down, based on you think that Gump's gonna win this or not.
Yeah,
I do think there is a world where 3 go and, like, let's say at 32 somebody trades up and grab, like, could we see it being close and we're all laughing? Like, anything could happen, but we're pushing it to 3. We're pushing 3. Like, 3 is pushing it, Gump. We're still trying to evolve back into the running back matters, type of stuff.
Man, there's going to be a big old run.
Gump, are you Gump? Gump, are you ready to super chat?
What year drafted the most running backs? What year? How many was it?
Bro, it's been a while since the running backs dominated a first round, but there was a time you would have 4 or 5 go.
Was it 5 running backs taking one?
Let's ask Kruger, but Kruger's been very inaccurate lately on this kind of stuff. Hey, Kruger, what was the last? What's the most amount of running backs that were drafted in the first round of an NFL draft?
Most running backs taken in the first round of an NFL draft in recent history was in 2005, when 3 running backs were selected: Ronnie Brown, Cedric Benson, and Cadillac Williams. Since then, it's become more common for fewer running backs to go that early.
3 of them since 2005. 20 years. That's what Kruger said. I don't know if that's right.
In history.
Okay. Hey, Kruger, what about in NFL history?
Right. In all of NFL history, the record for the most running backs drafted in the first round is 5. That happened in 1970.
Wait, Gump. Before you laugh, Gump, can you listen?
Oh.
Yeah, Gump, shut up. Gump, shut up. Listen to the date. What year was that?
1971, Gump. 5 running backs went in the first round that year.
What year?
Years ago.
Gump's laughing and taking a victory lap. Gump's laughing and taking a victory lap after he says 1971. Gump thinks he has us. He's like, I got you. 5. Told you it's possible. Nice. Almost no one watching right now was even born. Almost everyone watching right now wasn't even born. Raise your hand if you were born in 1970 or before. Okay, Gump, you might be the only one. Raise your hand if you're born in 1970 or before. I don't think a single person in here but Gump. You'd have been born in this. Gump, I can't believe you took a victory lap. You started laughing like you defeated us.
Oh, yes.
Gump, how much is a 5-piece chicken combo?
1, 2, 3, 4. Then I would say 4. I would say Croto. We're eating.
Hey,
Six,
Gump, I don't know what you're saying.
5.
Gump. Tell me where these running backs are getting drafted. These 5 running backs. Okay, Gentry to number 6 to the Raiders, probably, right? Okay.
Wait a minute.
Go.
Slow your roll there, Sonny. Slow your roll. Okay. First, just read off the teams real quick, and I'll tell you if possible.
Okay, Tennessee,
First
Cleveland, Giants.
Wait. Cleveland, possible.
No, you're not possible. Tell me where
Not
they're
at
going.
2.
Yeah, at 2. Gentry at 2.
Okay.
Cleveland.
Okay.
Okay,
This is what Gump's saying
next.
for this 5-piece chicken sandwich.
Okay.
Okay. Gentry at 2. Where's the next running back? Giants are 3, Patriots 4, Jaguars,
Wait,
Raiders.
Stop. Giants at 2 again. 1, 2.
3. He's got running back going 2 and 3 overall.
Yep. Okay, next. Go.
All right.
I'm just saying possible. These are
I like it.
possible.
All right. Okay.
Okay,
So
next.
you got the Raiders at 6. We can't leave them out.
Yeah. Oh no, that's that.
Okay. So the
Well,
third running
Patriots.
back goes at 6. So 3 running backs in the top 6. Gump, you
Forget
sure you
about
don't want to
the
put
Patriots.
10 or 11?
So
You sure you're going 5? You're going to blow all 5 of them before you get out of the top 10. Okay. So you got Gentry, Hampton, and who's going number 6 to the Raiders if Hampton's going, 2 or 3?
Darn Tootin.
Tootin's going 6 overall.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Darn Tootin.
Hey,
Tootin train. The Tootin train.
let's
I'm
keep
just saying
going.
possible. I'm just saying possible.
I think you're tooting in your pants, Gump. Okay. All right.
Well, I'm just saying because
all right.
there might be a run. Go
Okay, I know what you're saying. Okay, so 7 Jets, Panthers 8, Saints 9, Bears 10.
Of course, Bears.
Okay, so 4 of the 5 running backs are going inside the top 10, huh?
Well, I'm just saying all these NFL teams want running backs after last year. What Saquon did. They're all looking at one. They're all looking at the running backs.
Do you know 5 running backs?
List 5, Gump.
Well, I like that Samson Dillon.
Okay, so he's not even a fourth.
Like
He's like a 4th or 5th.
I like ETN. I actually kind
No,
of like ETN.
Gump. Name 5 running backs that have first round pedigree, first round value, because ETN is maybe undrafted. I mean, maybe he goes in the 4th, 5th, or 6th round, sure. Dylan Sampson, round 4 or 5. I doubt even 3. Maybe 3 if he climbed in value the next week. But
we like Tootin. We like Tootin. We like.
And Tootin's not a first. He's not a first.
Gentry, Hampton, and
Tootin, Gentry, Hampton. Okay, go ahead. Let Gump read them off. Gump, go ahead. Tootin, Gentry, Hampton. Okay, name 2 more running backs that are first round in your mind.
In my mind, somebody might really like Scadaboo. You never know.
Okay.
Another Charbonnet. His name is Shadaboo. Shatters.
Okay, so you got 4. I need 1 more first round running back according to Gump's mind.
Well, of course, Gentry, you know that.
Yeah. So Tootin, Gentry, Hampton, Scadaboo. We need 1 more. Dylan Sampson doesn't qualify. Huh?
Anderson.
Okay. At least you know the running backs. So all these guys are going around round 1. Okay, how much is a 5-piece chicken? Guys, I got a bunch of red X's. People want me to hang up on you, but I need 3 in a row to hang up on Gump. How much is a 5-piece chicken? What's my super chat going to look like? 10? 15? What's a 5-piece looking like these days?
I don't know, but I don't know how much it is. Don's always the one buying it because I always bet him.
Don, I don't know who Don is. Sometimes you don't even let us know what you're talking about.
The Don. He's a Bears fan.
We don't call him the
he's
Don.
gonna love this.
We don't call him the Don. We don't give someone that kind of nickname on the channel.
If you knew the Don, you'd say it's the Don.
He's the what do we call him? What was the nickname we came up with? Let me get these super chats out of the way. What about the Bears Swiss cheese O-line though? Matt, they replaced everyone on the entire offensive line, and I agree that it shouldn't be stamped,
revamped and
I don't
ready
like
to roll
Ben
out
Weasel.
as
We
a
don't-
first-class
we don't
offensive
like,
line.
We don't like Ben Weasel.
But they certainly,
like Ben Weasel.
Matt did, revamp it through free agency, the entire thing. I'd rather bet only one goes than three in round one, says Slam and Sammy. Appreciate you dropping that. And then White Mamba says, $10 hauler. Appreciate that $10. You get a Mars shot for that.
Too much.
This $10 hauler says the following. Where was I? Where was that? NFL draft board?
Well, what running backs do you like in this draft, Smitty?
Oh, here it is.
Top to bottom.
Hold
do you
on.
like?
Let me, you know who I like, but hold on. Dynasty question. I have the 1.2 with Brees as my only other good running back. Got offered 1.4 and Jonathan Taylor for BTJ. My other receivers are Rice, Devontae Smith, Higgins, Waddle, and Pearsall. Man, guys, what do we think on this? I mean, JT in the 1.4 for BTJ. And he's got Rice, Devontae Smith, and Higgins and Waddle already.
So that would probably be what, Travion or Travis Hunter?
Hard to know. That's a tough one.
One of those two, likely. More than likely, it would be one of those two, unless they like someone better, I guess. Wow.
I don't know. This is tough. So BTJ for the 1.4.
Oh, okay, other receivers.
I don't know. That's so tough. So you have Brees Hall, and you're going to have Hampton with the 1.2 or whatever. Let's say Trevian Henderson or Hampton with the 1.2. So your running back stable will be Brees and that running back. So 1.4, if you trade away BT, you're going to be tempted to get a receiver, though. Oh, you got JT, too. You got JT now. I don't know, man. That is so tough. Guys, what do you think on that? Keep JT the 1.4? For 1.4.
So if he doesn't do it, he'd have Brees, Hampton, BTJ, and those receivers.
Yeah. I'm going to say I don't trust JT.
That's what I was going to say. I might try for another running back in the second round.
I like Jonathan Taylor. We've been waiting for a couple of years for him to pop off again.
He's never healthy, though.
Shoot.
I don't know.
But if he might be healthy this year, and then off he goes to freaking where? 20-year plan.
All right, come. I'm gonna say, man, with your team, you're gonna have Hall and Hampton or Trevian Henderson. You're gonna have BTJ and Rice and Devontae Smith. I think what I'm trying to do, if I'm you, is trade that 1.2 with Devontae Smith or Higgins or Waddle or some combo to get the 1.1 somehow, and have Genty and BT. It's not that it's a bad deal. It's certainly good. If you did it, I would not make you take a lap. I could certainly argue both sides, but you're either a JT fan or you're not. And I'm not a huge JT guy. I just don't. I don't believe JT's dynasty value is as good as many might. God, hold on. I don't know that JT's value is as good in dynasty as a lot of people want it to be. He's got a lot of tread and miles and injuries. I think only had one full season. I think he's missed, what has he missed? Like 18, 20 games in like the last 2 years or what is it? Let me see. Hold on. Jonathan Taylor.
Last year he was better, but before that, he still missed a couple games.
Could Jonathan Taylor be like...
Last year he missed 3 games.
Let's see here. Let me put up his entire rushing game log. It's so tough for me to buy into D.
So he's 26.
Yeah, he's 26. He's going to turn 27 next year, and you're going to be like worried about him in 1 year. In one calendar year, you're going to be like, I got a 27-year-old running back. I don't know. I mean, he had a good year last year. I mean, 1,400 yards and 11 TDs.
How old is Saquon?
Saquon's 20. Let me just get his birthday, so we're comparing apples to apples. He's
28 February.
Yeah, so he'll be turning 29. I don't know, man.
Sounds like a good year for Jonathan.
I'm keeping BTJ.
BTJ is so young, just getting started. He's going to play over a decade for you. JT gets hurt at all next year. People are writing him off. Like if JT gets injured and misses half a season, people will say, "I'm never." Gump, stop! I'm talking, Gump. They'll say, "I'm never drafting JT again. I'm never drafting JT." That's what people are going to say. The moment he gets injured, I'm never drafting him again. I don't know. Daniel says Hampton 32 to the Philadelphia Eagles. No offense, Daniel, but you can't play in this, on this playground until you go out and get some practice reps, because there's 0% chance Hampton's available at 32 overall, Daniel. There's no. What are you doing back there? What are you doing back there, Daniel? It's a you just wasted a sentence of your life. You'll never get back. This year's first round wide receivers could be Swiss cheese, says Matt. Overall, maybe, but I think there's going to be one or two gems in this class. Really think Egbuka and Travis Hunter are a potential elite prospects. All right, I'm gonna swing off everybody off the phone line. Gump, go ahead. Final thoughts.
Well, I still think that Ben Weasel's not going to be as good as you think, and the Skins are going to losers.
I don't know what you just said.
The Skins are losers. That's what I said.
Why?
I hope the Lions.
What makes you think they're losers?
Toe to toe.
What? Hold on, Gump. When you're going to say something ridiculous, back it up.
Well, the coach wears his hat backwards, and they kind of back their way into beating us, and we're gonna just knock them.
What's wrong? What's wrong with wearing your hat backwards? I'm wearing my hat backwards right now. Gump, am I a moron?
Well, no, it's just that Bud Grant never wore his hat backwards.
What's that? Oh, Bud Grant. Oh, that makes sense. All right, Gump. I got 2 red X's. Oh man, Belico, you just ruined your red X by putting LOL after it. It's got to be 3 red X's in a row. So Belico just cleared you. He cleared his own red X.
I did like, hey, I like Bud Grant. Didn't you like Bud Grant?
Stick to the point. Why are the Redskins losers?
Well, no, I just think when you have your head coach, you're supposed to be like that. Even that Dallas.
You got 3 red X's in a row. I'm sorry, Gump. You've got to call in tomorrow. You've been 3 red X'd.
Finish him.
You got 4 straight red X's in a row. Oh no, Belico's dropping 3 of his own in a row. But you got 3 up above. Come on, don't say that the Commanders are trash when you have no point whatsoever. The Commanders could easily outplay the Lions this year. With the Lions losing Ben Johnson, there's no telling how much of a step back they could take, at least initially. Maybe they get it all pulled together and they have a nice little comeback run and they're really good in the playoffs. I'm not saying they can't be. I'm not saying they can't have a better record than the Commanders. I'm not saying that the Commanders don't suffer an injury or something, on the offensive line or some knock on wood. I don't even want to throw that out there, but anything can happen. But for someone to come in and be like, the Redskins are horrible, they're bad, they're losers. Like, you clearly aren't using logic, and you're just coming in and trying to be a Lions fan, and it caused you to get hung up on, Gump. You got Gump dumped. Okay, let me go over to Red. Oh, Red hung up a while ago. Travis, final thoughts.
No, I don't quite get the hate for Ben Johnson. It's odd to me from the Lions fans. Like, and I get from a fan standpoint maybe, but it seems like they went from saying, oh, he's never going to leave, he wants to be the OC here forever, to, well, Gump calls him Ben Weasel, and people call him a weasel and a snake, and just kind of odd to me. I don't know.
By the way, Perry
thing, right?
Perry wants to make it known that here's my preemptive red X for tomorrow's Gump call. So he wants to make sure he puts his red X on the board initially so that tomorrow we start off the show and there's only 2 needed. All right, Travis, anything else? Final running back predictions. Final running back predictions. Give me the landing spots for the top 3 RBs.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
So Genty to the Raiders. Much as I wish it wasn't the case, Hampton to Chicago. And then I'll say Denver gets Travion.
Yeah, I
I'd
agree.
like to see Denver jump ahead of Chicago to get Hampton, but I think that's the way it'll fall.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Trey
Yeah.
Henderson to the Broncos or to the Commanders. So Trey to one of these teams, or Tootin goes to the Commanders later on, not in round 1. I can't believe Gump thinks Tootin's going in the top
Yep.
5. Top 6. I love Tootin too. I hate that he even said that because it makes me put like a bad comment on Tootin at all. Like I hate that he's making me say something negative about Tootin. You know, this is a guy I don't want to say a negative thing about, and Gump's calling him a top 5 overall pick and makes me have to tear him down to size. Damn it, Gump. Tootin to the moon. All right, Travis, anything else?
All right, thanks, Smitty.
All right, good. Hey, I think that worked with your phone, bro. I've noticed.
No,
I've noticed that little trick works for me.
yeah, I'll try it again.
All right, later.
Try it from now on. See if it's good.
Are you on the roof? wonder if he's also on the roof. All right, I'm out of here. Appreciate you all. Good little show tonight. I love this topic. We'll do more topics like this, and this isn't just fairy tale pixie dust type, stuff. This is a very real potential, I think, strategy for not just the Bears, any team that has no running back right now to take 2 of these guys. Think of it like the Patriots taking Drake May and Joe Milton last year. Double up, double fist the RB, double fist style, that QB position. Just whatever you feel will help you win and dominate.
Hey, I'm Dom, and I drive fast cars, get hot chicks, and draft Ashton Genty double fist style with 2 cell phones at the same time. Why do I have 2 cell phones? One for looking up Ashton Genty stats all day, the other is for getting chicks.
See you all tomorrow. Appreciate you. Live whenever big news breaks. Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Additionally, live like this show right here during graveyard midnight Eastern shifts. We do that live as well. See you all later. Gump, just in case you're down about getting hung up on with the red X's, you've got a fan right here. You've got a lot of fans in here, by the way. Gump, don't get discouraged. You are still a gem. Later, Caps. Later, Matthew. Later, Daniel. Later, Sim. Later, Ricky. Later, Ernie. Thank you, Gump. Gump to the moon. Bears are going down, and the Lions have a younger team, says Gump. Gump ain't discouraged. He's just getting started. Belico. Genty could drop to the Bears. I can see it happening. I can't. Oh, look, he's got the Bucky shirt. Whoa, 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 whoa. Look at this. Look at Belico. Belico's wearing the tie-dye Bucky shirt. That's unbelievable. For anybody that wants to get that, the link is right here. I'll drop it. They're actually in the YouTube, my YouTube store. So if you're on my main YouTube, you just click on that store tab. Let's see here. Let me put up the link though, just so you guys can have it. But nice job. I didn't even see that Belico till I zoomed in. Look at Belico with the pixelated Bucky. There's the link right there if anybody wants to buy these pixelated shirts. Belico, how you like the shirt, by the way, pal? Man, Belico is sporting it like a monster. To the moon. Look at the Bucky shirt. Belico, I'm sorry if you told me in a live stream and I just didn't read the comment. I had no idea you had this thing. Did I ever wear mine? Sure. Hold on, let me put it on. Aaron, I wear it all the time. Belico, we're doing it live. Nothing better than a conversation starter like that. You walk up to somebody and you say, "What's up?" And they go, "Hi, I'm Steve. I'm Margaret's fiance," at the party. And he's sitting there
And he's like, I'm Margaret's fiance. I work in billing over at the local bank. What's with the shirt, pal? What is that? And you say, you don't know squat about football, do you, pal? Move out of the way and knock the chips right out of his hand. Blinko, has anybody asked you what it is yet? And make sure you laugh at him.
Get buckied. Buckied.
Here's the link right here if anybody wants the shirt,
Buckied.
but also it's in the YouTube store. Just click on my store.
Oh, Bucky.
I got the Kyron one. You want the Kyron one? Sure, the Kyron. Where did I put it? No, it's probably in the laundry. I think I wore it already this week. All right, see you all later.